Alright, and welcome to TFO SportsCast for Week 4. I'm the Raj, and let's talk about the week that was with the top 5 moments of Week 4. Number 5. Dutch Ovens against the Marvel Mutants. The Ovens come into this week undefeated, but the Marvel Mutants looked to stop them. It was a very defensive battle, as the Ovens and Mutants could only manage barely 100 yards apiece during regulation, and a big missed 57-yard field goal by Mutants kicker Archangel brought upon overtime. But the Mutants aren't paid by the hour, and on the very first offensive play, quarterback Professor Xavier threw a 64-yard touchdown pass to Wolverine to end the Ovens' undefeated season. Mutants in a big win over the Dutch Ovens, 7-13. Number 4. Care Bears versus Westeros Guardians. With superstar running back Cher Bear of the Care Bears and Eddard Stark of the Westeros Guardians still both on the injury list, we knew that something was going to have to happen here. How could either of these teams reign in a victory with their most important pieces missing? Well, if you can't run, then you pass, as both teams put up about 200 yards passing each. And it looked like them cuddly Care Bears had everything wrapped up, as they led by 11 with 4 minutes left in the fourth. But them Guardians don't die. Tywin Lannister led his team downfield with a touchdown right to the Westeros Bear, Oberyn Martell. And then with just 2 minutes left, John Connington kicked a beautiful onside kick to get the ball back into the Guardians' hands. And with 1 minute left, Tywin Lannister hit the Bear again for back-to-back touchdowns to take the lead and ultimately the win. Care Bears lose a close one to the Guardians, 21-24. Number 3. Raider All-Stars versus Atlanta Maulers. What do you get when your team captain and superstar quarterback is injured and you must face off against one of the top pass defenses in the league? You get an amazing game. Ric Flair is still out, but somehow Tully Blanchard has led his team to 2 victories. Could Atlanta make it 3? Blanchard was able to shine some light on that subject with a nice comeback touchdown to Dr. Death with about a minute left in regulation to take the Maulers up by 3. All seemed lost for the All-Stars until Marcus Allen was able to break free and get in a field goal range, and Steven Jankowski with the kick to take us to overtime. And then the true Tully Blanchard appeared as he threw his second pick of the day right to Jack Tatum. Another Jankowski kick and the Raiders pull out the victory against the Maulers, 27-24. Number 2. Sith Warriors versus the Axe Icons. The Battle of the Black and Reds. Both these teams sport a similar look, and fans were double-taking who was who in this battle of Sith versus Icons. The Sith Warriors had the ability to end the game with a massive 65-yard field goal, but Sith Lady Lumeria shanked it right, and we got to go to overtime. And what an overtime it was, with Darth Vader throwing the pick to Malcolm Young, then Saw Slash missing a 55-yard field goal to give the ball right back to the Warriors, then the Axe Icons defense holding that Warrior offense and forcing them to punt. With all that action, I really thought we were going to have our first ever TFO tie. And yes, there are ties in football, folks. But Buddy Guy wouldn't let that happen as he launched a 90-yard touchdown pass to Jimi Hendrix to put the game in the Axe's corner. Icons beat the Warriors by a spliff, 17-23. Number 1. Bit Smack Slackers versus the Greek Legends. This was my do-not-miss game of Week 4, and it was amazing. The undefeated Slackers looking to extend their dominance versus the Greek Legends who are looking to contest against the harsh Bad Crackle division. But them Slackers didn't slack as they led by 10 going into the fourth. But Almighty Zeus would not stand for such injustice as he led his Legends into the end zone with a short pass to King Agamemnon. But the Legends took a risky move and decided not to onside kick, which ended up being the best move they could have made. Slacker kick returner K-Dog fumbled the ball right back to the Legends. This allowed kicker Uranus to kick a 57-yard field goal to take us to overtime. The 4th overtime of the week, folks. And in overtime, the Legends looked to upset the Slackers when Slacker QB, the RC, threw an interception right to inside linebacker Titan Cronus. All looked bleak for Bitsmack until backup running back King Prima coughed the ball right back into Bitsmack hands. But then the RC threw another interception in overtime right into Odysseus's righteous mitts. But the Legends were held to a punt to give Bitsmack one more go, and RC would not make the same mistake twice as he connected with a 73-yard bomb right to backup wide receiver eBay Man for the big overtime victory. Slackers barely hang on to their undefeated season, 30-24. All right, looking forward to Week 5. We have a Thursday night football coming up March 7th with the Enterprise Trekkies at the Raider All-Stars and the Champs Chumps taking on the South Jersey Slashers. And then the Sunday games, which are on March 10th, we're going to have the Hollywood Heroes against the Springfield Atoms, Sith Warriors taking on the Gotham City Rogues, Axe Icons at the Beer Gods, Atlanta Maulers taking on the Marvel Mutants, Cleveland Steamers at the Dutch Ovens, Bitsmack Slackers taking on the Tim's Nightmares, Rainbow Unicorns at the Lamination, Greek Legends at the All-American Alkies, Westeros Guardians at the New York Miami Wolverines, and the Portly Pounders taking on the Care Bears. Alright, my do not miss game of Week 5. My pick, Cleveland Steamers versus the Dutch Ovens. This may be billed as the matchup of the Potty Mouse, but is also the matchup of the Anderson brothers, as Ryan Anderson leads his Steamers into the bowels of Ovens Stadium to take on his little brother Aaron and the Dutch Ovens. But more than brotherly pride is at stake here, as the fate of the Bad Snap division hangs in the balance. For the first 3 weeks of the season, the Dutch Ovens held an iron lock on the Bad Snap division with an impressive undefeated streak. But that all changed last week when the Marvel Mutants defeated the Dutch Ovens in overtime. With that loss, the Cleveland Steamers are just one win behind the once undefeated franchise. Will Steamer running back Bo Nur be able to dominate, or will the Ovens and their #1 defense stop that raging hard-on? For me, it depends on the health of Ovens superstar running back Red Wings. If he is healthy and he can play, I think these Ovens have a chance. But without him, they have to rely too much on their defense, and that is a recipe for disaster, as Bo Nur likes to shove himself into places that the Dutch Ovens would regret in the morning. I picked the Steamers to win this contest by 6. Alright, that's all the time we have. If you want to reach us on the hotline, it's 513-27-TECMO. And until next time, until next Tecmo.